And I'm going to say hello to everyone. This is Reverend Jerry Hobby. We're coming to you live today. And we're inviting you to just join us in this sacred space. And I'm going to say hello to everyone. This is Reverend Jerry Hobby. I know you can hear us. I'm so grateful to be with you this morning. We had a few technical difficulties, but isn't the spirit wonderful? It knows what to do and how to do it in its own particular way. And so we are grateful, as I say, to be with you this morning. And in this space of gratitude, I'm going to invite you to join us because the work we are doing is very, very important. And I'm inviting you to breathe with us, anchor, and warm the field of life. So I invite you right now to just pause if you can. And in the process of your pausing, I just invite you to just move into the silence. We'll have some time in the silence, and then we will move into a space of contemplative reading. And then after that, we'll go back into the silence for a while. So just join me right now as we sit in the space of unconditional love. Our reading this morning comes from 365 days of richer living, how to use your mind power for successful living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. Today's reading is entitled, Today I Feel That I Merge with the Infinite. We have 3 sacred readings. The first one comes from Job, chapter 11, verses 7 through 9. Canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? It is high as heaven, the measure there is larger than the earth and broader than the sea. In Kanze Taz, it says the Tao cannot be heard. What can be heard is not it. The Tao cannot be seen. What can be seen is not it. The Tao cannot be expressed in words. What can be expressed in words is not it. Do we know the formless which gives form to form? In the same way, the Tao does not admit to being. And then in Raja Yoga, we have these words. Realize that thou art that, Brahm, which is the cessation of all differentiation, which never changes its nature and is unmoved as a waveless ocean, eternally unconditioned and undivided. Job asks us if we can find God by searching. He means that since God is everywhere, and since the subtle essence of the infinite is invisible, we do not have to search out the divine spirit, but rather we should recognize it as the center of all life. That which we see is merely a reflection of the invisible presence. The spirit itself cannot be seen, but it is felt, just as we do not see the essence of beauty, but do feel its presence. So we do not see God, but we do see the divine in everything. The Creator is revealed in its creation. The formless gives rise to the formed. We should consciously unite ourselves with this invisible essence, which pervades everything. That which our lesson says is eternally unconditioned and undivided. To do this is to find wholeness. Today, I feel that I merge with the infinite. While there seems to be a beginning and an end to each particular experience, there is neither beginning nor end to myself. My real spirit is omniscient, omnipresent in God, secure in good, and perfect in divine being. I'm going to invite you to sit with those words right now. Let's just be quiet and just breathe. Feel, sense the presence as a part of your entire being. Our reading this morning is coming from 365 Days of Richer Living: How to Use the Mind Power for More Successful Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. Today's reading is entitled, Today I Feel That I Merge with the Infinite. We start first with a reading from Job chapter 11, verses 7 through 9. Canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? It is high as heaven, the measure thereof is larger than the earth and broader than the sea. In Quantaze, we hear, the Tao cannot be heard. What can be heard is not it. The Tao cannot be seen. What can be seen is not it. The Tao cannot be expressed in words. What can be expressed in words is not it. Do we know the formless, which gives form to form? In the same way, the Tao does not exist, admit of being. And from Raja Yoga, we hear these words: realize that thou art that, Brahm, which is the cessation of all differentiation, which never changes its nature and is unmoved as a waveless ocean, eternally unconditioned and undivided. Job asks us if we can find God by searching. He means that since God is everywhere and since the subtle essence of the infinite is invisible, we cannot we do not have to search out the divine spirit, but rather we should recognize it as the center of all life. That which we see is merely a reflection of this invisible presence. The spirit itself cannot be seen, but it is felt. Just as we do not see the essence of beauty, but we feel its presence, we do not see God, but we do feel the divine presence in everything. The Creator is revealed in its creation. The formless gives rise to the form. We should consciously unite ourselves with the invisible essence, which pervades everything. That which our lesson says is eternally unconditioned and undivided. To do this is to find wholeness. So I'm going to invite us to join in and participate in our growth, in the wisdom and divine understanding. And I'm also inviting us to be influencers through the power of our spoken word. I invite you to unmute yourselves right now. Join me by repeating after me. Today,
Today,
I feel that I merge with the infinite.
I feel that I merge with the infinite.
While there seems to be a beginning and an end to each particular experience,
While there seems to
to
be
be an
a
end
beginning and an end to each
to each
particular experience,
there is neither beginning nor end to myself.
there's neither
There's neither
beginning
beginning
nor
nor
end
end to
to
myself.
myself.
My real spirit is omnipresent in God.
My real
My
spirit
real
is
spirit is
omnipresent
omnipresent with
in
God.
God,
secure in good and perfect in divine being.
secure
Secure
in
in
good and
good,
perfect
perfect divine
divine
being.
being.
And just breathe those words in. And as you're breathing those words in this morning, we remember that God is nothing more than good, and that good is alive within each and every one of us. That the good is that divine presence that is forever revealing itself and expressing itself according to our understanding, according to our belief. And our belief is based on that which we focus on, based on that which we give our attention to. So I'm inviting you right here, right now, to allow for this divine presence to occupy and fulfill itself as the essence of your life, as the essence of your experience. So I invite you right now to acknowledge the good that is fully present in your body, regardless of appearances. We focus on the good. We allow for the good to expand itself. We allow for that good to express itself. And I'm acknowledging that good right now as a divine pattern, as the divine presence, as the divine awareness and the growth and the understanding. And I hear these words: I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I acknowledge that Christ's presence as the good that is expanding right here, right now. A new pattern, a new awareness, the infinite fulfilling itself and growing beyond conditions. So I acknowledge this right now as the power and the presence that fulfills itself in a practical way within our daily living, within the very breath we breathe, as the divine source and the energy connected and associated within each and every one of us. And I name this good right now as perfect peace, perfect harmony. I acknowledge this good right now as the divine presence, and I acknowledge it as a loving presence. And I acknowledge love flowing through every part of our being at a cellular level, this divine presence as the spirit of perfection and light and love. And I'm giving thanks for that affirmation of good wherever we turn and whatever we experience in our daily interactions. I acknowledge a new awareness, a new growth, a new story, a new expression. And it is the story of God, the story of good, fulfilled and expressing itself right now, and that each and every one of us are part of that good. I acknowledge it as perfect health. I'm acknowledging this good right now in every part of our relationships, our relationship with ourselves, and that same presence fulfilled in our relationship with each other. I acknowledge this presence. And I know that this presence is in every part of our life. Whatever the concern is, there is the presence of good. I'm acknowledging that good within our finance, within our home. I acknowledge this presence in our work. I acknowledge this presence on the highways and the byways. I acknowledge this presence in all that I hear. I'm acknowledging the presence of God, the seed of perfection, the infinite revealing itself and expressing itself. I give thanks for this good. I give thanks for its blessing. I give thanks for the rise above any sense of limitation, any sense of lack, anything that is unlike good. And I give thanks for its falling away. And in this space of perfect love and perfect peace, I simply release this and we simply allow it to be by affirming. And
And
so
so it
it
is.
is, and
And
now it
now it
is.
is.
Amen,
Amen.
amen, and ashe. Mm, it was so good. I'm just going to say, I'm going to open my eyes. I am going to look into your eyes and thank you for being here today. And I'm going to invite you to join us tomorrow. It is our first Pray Up Clinic of the year. So you know it's going to be wonderful. And the reason it's going to be wonderful is because we get to work on our intention. We're going to take our attention to the intentions that we have set in motion for this year, and we're going to fortify it in sacred conversation, a sacred dialogue with the infinite, the good that we've been working with. It's going to be facilitated by our wonderful practitioner, Sandy Jenkins. And she says, it is not I that do the work, but it is the presence within. And it does marvelous through her. She's the mirror for us all to remember that as we move forward in 2026. You'll be able to access that through our link tree and visit us at seatfm.org to learn more about